In this video, we're going to take our first two sad chords like this. So E minor, A minor. And turn them into this. Hi, I'm Joe, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, please take a moment and subscribe below. Also ring the bell because this is a whole series of videos, and you'll be notified when the next one comes out. In this video series, we've been looking at 2 chords per video, and those are very common chord shapes that you'll find that you'll switch between for most songs. Before we were doing major chords, today we're going to take our first step into minor chords. We're going to look at the E minor and A minor chord. This video is composed of 4 different parts. In the first part, I'm going to show you the E minor and A minor chord shapes. In the second part, I'm going to play you a song that you can also practice to using those shapes. In the third part, I'm going to break down each individual guitar part so you can see exactly what I'm playing. And in the fourth one, I'm going to give you some practice tips. Let's go ahead and dive in. Before we introduce the song to you, I wanted to show you the 2 shapes that we're going to be using. We're going to be using the E minor and A minor shape. And what's nice about this, these fingerings are very similar, so once you get one down, you'll be easily able to translate that to the next chord. So let's start with the E minor chord. It's first the open E, our second finger on the second fret of the B string, then our third finger goes right behind that on the second fret of the D string, and then we have all open strings. So this sounds like this. A very full sounding. You can strum all 6 strings. Now, what's nice about this shape is that we can take this and move it down one set of strings, starting now strumming from the A string, and now our second finger's on the second fret of the D string, and our third finger's on the second fret of the G string. We can now put our first finger down on the first fret of the B string and leave the open E string, and now, strumming from the 5th string down, we have A minor. So E minor, take that whole shape, move it down closer to the floor, one set of strings, put your first finger down, and play from the 5th string down. You now have A minor. It's just that simple. Those are probably the 2 simplest chord moves that you're going to find on the guitar. Let's go ahead and listen now to the song. This song has 2 parts to it, and they're both staying in the same position that you learned these chords, the E minor and the A minor shape. The first part, we're just going to strum and hold the E minor chord first, and then strum and hold the A minor chord first. Very simple. It's happening on the first beat of every measure. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you have a bar on your guitar, and if you want to add a little style to this part, on the second beat you could start pulsating 8th notes. So it would go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just very gently rock the bar a little bit for those parts. The second part of the song uses the same exact shapes, but what we're going to do is we're going to play a little bit off of a common tone. And a common tone is a shared note between chords. In this case here, it's an E. So we have an E minor chord with an E, and we have an A minor chord, and it also has an E in it. So we're going to play a little bit off of that. For the first part though, we're going to start with our open strings for the E minor chord. And I'm just raking my pick backwards. And then I'm going to lay down the top half of the A minor chord and just play the top 3 strings. So that part goes like this. Then this part goes into a new section, and what we're going to do is now use the inside notes of the chords. So what we're going to start with is the open B string, the G string, and then the E on the D string in this pattern. And then we're going to put down the A minor chord and play those notes, which will be C, A, and E. And then back to the E minor, so it's the open string. The picking pattern's a little bit tricky on this one. What I'm going to do is start with a downstroke and then 2 upstrokes. So I'm going to do a downstroke on the B, an upstroke on the G, and another upstroke on the E. And when I lay down the A minor chord, it's the same thing. Downstroke now on the C, upstroke on the A, and the upstroke on the E again. So the pattern slowly goes like this. And you'll notice on the ending part, before you switch chords, we're playing an extra downstroke on the middle string, which will be the G string. So it goes like this again. Down, up, up, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, and then switch to the chord again. So up tempo, it sounds like this. And that's all you have for the second part. Let's go over now to the practice tips. So what do you practice? After you get your guitar in tune, let's make sure that you get those E minor and A minor shapes really good underneath your fingers. And what's really nice, remember, you're sharing fingerings, meaning that these 2 fingers, the 3rd finger and the 2nd finger, are used in both chords. So it should be really easy to switch from the E minor over to the A minor. Just simply jump strings, just move 1 set of strings down for those 2, and then put your 1st finger down for the A minor. So again, practice switching between the E minor and the A minor. Maybe do 4 beats each. E minor for 4 beats, and then go over to the A minor. While you're practicing, strum all the way through these strings. Make sure that each note is loud and clear and coming out smoothly. If it's not, either you're not pressing down hard enough, or one finger is dampening a string below it. So make sure, again, each note is coming out nice and clear. Then move over to the arpeggiated part, the part where we're using those open strings and common tones. And play those with equal duration of time, meaning that you're not rushing from one string to the other. Each one has a nice steady pulse to it. Make sure that you're practicing to something that's keeping a nice steady beat, or remember you can always download these tracks for free from my website and use those to play along with. And the last thing I want to encourage is start to have a little bit of fun with style. You notice in this first part of the song, we started using the whammy bar to add a little bit of a pulsating effect to the first chords. So we did the E minor, and then we're doing those 8th note pulses. Start to experiment, see if there's different things and sounds or nuances that you could put into your own playing to make the parts individual and unique. That's another video down for this series. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe down below, give me a like if you like the video, and knock on the bell so you'll be notified when the next one comes out in this series. I do appreciate you taking time to watch these, and I hope you have a great day. The picking pattern for this is this. I'm starting with a down note, and then we're going to put down the E,